The book I'm about to bring to life is a mysterious science fiction thriller based on the book The Birthday Song by Jazmine Twitty. Season 1, Episode 2. Jimmy stands there in disbelief. Here he is in his own home being interrogated by two neighborhood patrolmen. These officers were not big by a long shot, neither were they intimidating, but from the look of things, they're desperate. Jimmy turns to look at the door and then back at the officers as some sort of signal or indication that they should leave. "I see he wants to do this the hard way, Cash. Go ahead and show him who's boss," Officer Carr blurted out. Officer Cash goes for his handcuffs as he reaches for Jimmy's forearm. Jimmy snatches his arms away from him forcefully and tells him, "Now you have no right to come into my home demanding things, let alone getting physical with me. Now, I just walked home from the university and plan to do it tomorrow. Thanks for letting me inside my home. I will find my key in the morning. I know nothing about this device that you speak of, but I hope you find it. Have a good day, gentlemen." "Nice speech, but we didn't come here to be lectured. We want the device, and that's the only reason we responded to your call. Now, we were supposed to be gone home by now, and you're making it harder for us, Jimbo," said Officer Cash. Jimmy looked up slowly from staring into the carpet and mumbled, "It's Jimmy. Whatever your name is, I see you've chosen to go the route none of us wanted to go tonight, and that's a shame because it smells like your wife prepared filet mignon tonight and you want to be here to join her," Officer Cash said. "Keep my wife out of it, Cash," Jimmy replied. Before Jimmy knew it, he was being scuffled up by the two officers, and all you could hear was heavy breathing and the sound of handcuffs being detached from the holster. Jimmy flees. He runs through his foyer and into the living room, knocking down coffee table knick-knacks and picture frames to delay the officers who were after him. All you could hear was glass being shattered, doors slamming, heavy breathing and the sound of running feet. "Come on, Jimmy. We just want to talk to you. No need to run," Officer Carr shouted. "Just give us the device, Jimmy, and we won't bother you anymore," Officer Cash shouted out from the kitchen while lifting the foil from the dish of filet mignon on top of the rage to take a peek. Jimmy, on the other hand, begins tiptoeing down the stairs, making his way into the basement. He hears the patrolman upstairs and is wondering where his wife and son are. He thought they'd be home by now, considering it's almost 10 p.m. and Junior has school in the morning. Mr. Weisenheimer slowly opens the door to the basement. Holding his breath, he anxiously stepped inside and locked himself in. From the basement, Jimmy can hear the footsteps of the officers upstairs running around looking for him. He could hear the floor squeaking and sneaky whispers. "What do we have here?" one of the officers said sarcastically. "Better not have no dogs down here in this pit, I know that much," the officer said. "Or we'll have to put him down, right, partner?" the other added. Step after step, they get closer and closer to the basement door, becoming less verbal and more quiet. The doorknob rattles and the officers bang on the door loudly. "It's the police, open up! There's no way out of this one!" Cash yells. "We aren't supposed to say that we are cops. That is against the policy, Cash," Carr whispered. Officer Cash steps on his shoe and digs his foot into the top of his toe tips, as if he was batter-up at a baseball game. Jimmy, on the other side of the door, turns around to be sure the basement door isn't being opened and begins pushing a shelf over to the side, making a very loud screeching noise. "Unless you've got some sort of secret window in there, you won't make it out of there, Jimbo, and if you do, you won't make it past us," Cash yelled out. Jimmy let out a loud sigh of relief as he pushed the last yard of the shelf from covering the window. It has been as silent as a white Christmas Eve in the basement since the sigh Jimmy let out earlier while moving the shelf away from the window. "Break it down, Carr," Cash ordered. "Bang, bang, bang, ugh!" The patrolmen make it into an empty basement, and they can hear the sound of rain as the basement window is open. Jimmy had gone somehow. In that room, there was just a faint smell of smoke. Stay tuned for Season 1, Episode 3.